What's up, everybody? This is the Sports League Podcast. Back once again. I'm your host, Alex Leak. We got the co-host, Amanda. Amanda, you're up 3 games on me. I'm trying to cut that down. We'll see if I can do it this week.
Well, we had six games picked differently last week, and then we were even. So I was like, "Fuck it, just give me Philly, like just to make it interesting." We can't tie for a week. That's not allowed. Um, that was kind of one of those like coin flip ones. So you gained a
Yeah.
game on a last minute do it for the pod pick. So you're
Well,
welcome.
we disagreed on like 6 games, and all of them were like back and forth. It was a
hmm
great week of football, so I'm excited. I think this is going to be another good one. I don't know. I'm not 100% on a lot of these picks, and it
I
started out.
mean,
Go
if
ahead.
Thursday night football is any indication, this is going to be an awful, ugly week of football. I don't think it's going to be a good week of football. Like the most penalties that there have ever been in a game is 23. The Falcons had 22, 19 accepted, 3 declined. But like, ew, how is Tampa Bay going to lose to Atlanta with 22 penalties in a game? That was disgusting.
Yeah, Tampa Bay is not playing good football right now, and it looked like they were going to win this one easily, though. They were up 28-14 in the fourth, early fourth,
I
and they
mean,
blew it.
their defense absolutely handed it away. And I love Baker Mayfield. He was like, "Yeah, no, you can't blame this on the defense. If you were up 2 scores in the fourth, like that's not the defense fault. Clearly, we should have been up 3 scores." Like it was such like a subtle, like PC way to be like, "Yeah, the defense should have taken care of business." Like because like we were only up 2 scores on them. It's my fault. We should have been up three. I love Baker for that, but I mean, Mike Evans coming back into this game and just being amazing. And then you see
Yeah.
him walking down the tunnel after the game, 3rd and 28. That's not something your defense is supposed to let people convert in the fourth quarter.
No, when you got the lead, the game's on the line, and you can't stop a 3rd and 28, that's terrible. And I think Todd Bowles is putting himself on the hot seat here with this late season collapse. They were 5-1. Now they're
Yeah.
7-7.
And this is
Um,
Todd Bowles, who's known as like the defensive mastermind. Like he was known to be like a defensive coach. Like I would be pissed off too. Like a 14-point fourth quarter lead to Kirk Cousins and the Falcons. Like if it was Denver or like Chicago, one of these like super competitive comeback in the fourth quarter teams, it would be acceptable. But Atlanta, like I hate to say
well,
it, but like Tampa has lost a couple really ugly games in the past week.
yeah, they lost to the Saints last week. Now they lose this one and blow a lead. You were on this though. I texted you. I was like creamsicles, and you were like, "Uh-oh, like Bucks are in trouble."
I said if I'd known they were wearing the creamsicles, I wouldn't have picked them. They're less than 30% win percentage in the creamsicles. Like historically, when they wore them, they were a terrible franchise. So, I mean, for a few decades there, obviously they weren't winning a lot of games, but I don't know, it might be the jerseys.
They were losing with Steve Young back then. I mean, maybe the creamsicles are just bad luck. Kyle Pitts goes for a career game in this one. Um,
How many
I,
years have people been waiting for the Kyle Pitts breakout game? Like, who thought it was going to be week 15 of 2025? Like, is anyone still
yeah.
drafting him in fantasy at this point?
Well, with no Drake London, I mean, it's about time he steps up. 166 yards and 3 touchdowns.
And
Darnell
Bijan
Mooney.
Robinson had a hell of a game too with 175 yards. Like that Falcons offense was great. It was a strange time for them to suddenly get good though. A little, a little too much, a little too late, guys.
Yeah, we should have kind of seen this coming with the Bucks going and signing Jason Pierre-Paul. Like you can kind of tell
I
they're
didn't even
like,
know they signed him. You said that, and I thought you were joking. I thought we were just making like jokes about like, oh, we're just bringing back in like old timers. Like I
yeah.
had to look it up because I couldn't believe you. Like Jason Pierre-Paul, like that Jason Pierre-Paul, like why him of all the players? It's crazy to me. Obviously the Bucks know that they're in a tough spot and it's like win or else here, but luckily their division is so terrible. All they need to do is beat the Panthers twice and they win the division.
Well, on top of that too, though, they had so many opportunities. Yeah, a couple, 3 huge games coming up for Tampa Bay. Those are all must wins. But recover a fumble. How many
Yeah.
times is the ball going to be on the ground and the Bucks can't recover it?
Well, my issue is I think they did recover at least one of those. If you look at the second one, the first one, I was pretty sure they had it, but the team didn't react too much when they gave it to Atlanta, so I was okay with it. The second one, there were four Tampa Bay players in the pile, one Falcon, and when they were standing up, there was a buck on top of the ball, and you see the Falcon player like pull it over under him, and then they gave it to him. They called it, what did they call it? Simultaneous
Simultaneous
possession
recovery, yeah.
recovery. Yeah. But the Bucks players were losing their minds at the refs. Like, I don't think
I've never
Atlanta
seen
had
that.
anything to do with that. I think he
I've
swooped in and did some shady shit right at the last second when the Bucks thought it had already been clear that they had recovered it. I think the refs fell for some shady bullshit.
Have you ever seen a simultaneous recovery call?
No,
Like,
but the Bucks player was on the ball before the Falcons player even like got back into it. Like I think the Bucks just stood up too quick and thought that obviously it was our ball, and the refs were
yeah,
being easily swayed there. I would have been pissed too.
yeah, absolutely crazy. But Atlanta took advantage of the mistakes. They get the win. Kirk Cousins, 373 yards and three touchdowns, no turnovers. We got vintage Kirk Cousins, and
That
Falcons
was
fans
that was a
love
you
that.
like that Kirk Cousins game. That
Exactly.
was spicy. That was Kirk O'Chains. I
Yeah.
wanted Kirk O'Chains back a couple weeks ago and I didn't get him. So apparently he just took a couple weeks. Like he's a little rusty. It took a couple extra weeks to bring that out in him. But he Kirk is fun to watch when he's in the zone like that. But that team needs to cut back on penalties next year. Because 19 penalties, I mean, at least they still won, but that's almost
Yeah.
record setting.
Yeah, it's terrible. I can't believe they won in spite of all those penalties. But Bijan went off for 175 yards and a touchdown. We talked about Kyle Pitts, 166 yards and three touchdowns. The rookie James Pierce with two sacks in this game. And then Zane Gonzalez, we don't know too much about him. How trustworthy is he? But he hit the game winner, so you got to give him credit. Um, Your Bucks, I mean, we were both rooting for Tampa Bay. Mike Evans with a big game, but like, yeah, I don't know how they collapse like this. They're getting booed off the field at the end, 2-6 in their last eight games. And Todd Bowles, I don't know if you saw his post-game press conference, but there was a lot of swear words. He is not happy right now.
I would have been cursing too if I let Atlanta beat on like that's embarrassing. I don't know if I've ever seen a team with that many penalties in a game win the game.
Yeah, insane. And I don't know if you agree with me, but I think if they choke away this division, if they don't win it and they miss the playoffs, I think you have to fire Todd Bowles.
Yeah. I think he's
So,
one of those coaches that would be better as a DC
yes.
than a head coach. And right now it looks like Jeff Hafley from the Packers, RDC, is being placed as the front runner for the Giants head coaching job. So we might need a new DC in Green Bay. So
There you go.
I'll keep an eye on him. I think Chip Kelly should become available for a college team that I need also a new coach for. So just keeping an eye out on my coaching vacancies. So
Yeah. Michigan's that's a whole nother thing
but
that we
we
don't have
won't
to
get
get
into that.
into,
But
but
yeah, lots of coaching vacancies opening up for my teams this week, guys. Not loving it.
well, we'll see what happens if any more open up on Sunday. Let's get to our game picks. A lot of great games to predict here. And we'll start it out with the 3-10 Browns at the 9-4 Bears. And it's supposed to be what, like -20 wind chill? This is going to be a cold game.
I like that it's the two of the cold weather teams playing. I feel
Yeah.
like some of these picks this week are super lopsided. There are teams still in contention. I think it'll be a good test for Shador, starting the final four games. But that Bears defense that leads the NFL with 18 interceptions, I'm excited to see how he does against them, but I'm pretty sure we're both picking the Bears here.
Yeah, I'm taking the Bears now. I'm not 100% confident. You never know. This is a game. I mean, sometimes one loss can snowball into two. We need this one with a tough stretch to finish the season. It's a very winnable game. So, yeah, the Bears need to get this one done. The Browns are injury hit too. No Denzel Ward, no David Njoku, no Jack Conklin, no Dylan Sampson. So no excuses for my Bears. They better win this one at home, and hopefully the weather is to our advantage. Feed Kyle Monangai, you know.
I love Kyle Monangai. He's so fun. I like your offense. I think you have a lot of really fun, talented, explosive players. My focus here is going to be on that defense, though. I mean, this defense is forcing turnovers on 19% of opponents' drives versus Sanders, who has the worst QBR among starting quarterbacks at 19.9. So
Okay.
I feel like it's an ugly matchup for him. I think it'll be a good learning experience, though.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good for him and good for Caleb, good for the Bears. It's going to be a fun game. But yeah, we agree on the Bears here at home. Let's go 6-7 Ravens at the 4-9 Bengals. Baltimore, they got on a hot streak, but now suddenly a two-game losing streak. The Bengals are trying to sweep the Ravens after beating them on Thanksgiving night. Um, this is a must-win for the Ravens. They're 6-7. They can't afford any more losses. I mean, and the Bengals aren't easy. I mean, the Bengals could have beat the Bills. They beat the Ravens. What do you think about this game?
So I am pulling for Joe Burrow to have a game where he's having fun because he said that's like as long as he's having fun, he's going to have a good game. And I just feel like with his team and where they're at, obviously they're not in playoff contention right now. They're getting their players healthy again. I think it's just a spoil it for other people kind of week for them. I'm rolling with Cincy here. The last four games, Lamar Jackson has one touchdown and four interceptions. And I
Yeah.
know he's 4-0 versus Cincinnati. I just feel like it's not their year, and I feel like there's been too many weeks in a row where Lamar has missed practice from injuries, and then he's playing that weekend, and then he's missed practice from injuries. And clearly his performance is being affected by not actually taking a week off and recovering from these mild, nagging minor injuries. So I think there's something wrong in Baltimore. I think Lamar being injured is a large portion of it. I mean, this five straight games without multiple passing touchdowns is the longest rut he's been in. I just don't think they've had enough time to address that yet.
I think the Ravens are desperate. Their backs against the wall. They can't afford to lose anymore, or else they're going to miss the playoffs. And who would have guessed that going into week
Mhm.
one? Lamar should have thrown multiple touchdown passes last week. Refs, that's a catch. Isaiah
Yeah.
likely caught it. And
I think that's a catch too. I do think they were fighting the rest a little bit last week, but I
yeah,
don't like Lamar in desperate situations. That's when he starts throwing picks.
yeah, starts pressing and trying to do too much. The one thing here that benefits the Ravens, no T. Higgins. I mean, and the Bengals need to be careful with T. Higgins. He might have suffered like two or three concussions last week. He's
Yeah.
coming off of concussions. I mean, what are we doing?
Yeah. It's funny too because that was a lot of the media's solution for Green Bay as far as needing a number one receiver, but he missed more time than Christian Watson last year. He was
Yeah.
very injury prone. He puts himself in situations. I mean, maybe it's the way that their team is set up with just offense and not a lot of strong like O-line lineups, but he takes some gnarly hits for a receiver, and I'm just wondering if that's the way he plays, the way the team is lining him up. Not a huge fan, and I'm glad Green Bay didn't go after him because he's missed plenty of time and plenty of injuries again this year.
Well, he needs to come to Green Bay, get a couple of those Romeo Dobbs helmets, and then maybe that'll help him
Hey,
out.
they have Guardian caps in Cincinnati too, all right?
So I'm going Ravens in Cincy. They're desperate. They need a win. The Bengals, I picked the Bengals last week, and Joe Burrow let me down throwing pick sixes. So give me the Ravens here.
Okay.
Um, I love this matchup. The 9-4 Chargers at the 6-7 Chiefs and Kansas City. You talk about desperation. The Ravens are desperate. The Chiefs are very desperate. They're also on a two-game losing streak. They're coming off a tough loss against the Texans. And the Chargers are a little bit vulnerable. I know they got O'Marion Hampton back, but we saw Justin Herbert with the fumble issues with that cast. I
Mhm.
wonder if can they get pressure on him? Chris Jones, George Karlaftis, somebody needs to get to Herbert. If you hit him, you can force some turnovers.
Yeah, that's kind of my thought in this one. I think everyone saw his weaknesses with that. I think Chris Jones had a couple really ugly games, so he's kind of out to prove that he's still got it at this point. Um, Aside from the playoff implications, if you look at these two teams, they're fairly evenly matched.
Hmm.
Kansas City definitely better on offense. The Bolts are a little stronger on defense, but this injury with the quarterback situation for me is kind of my like that's what's making me lean towards taking Kansas City. And I've been anti-Kansas City. I think they've fallen off so much over the past two seasons anyway, but it's just it ended
It's
so badly for him last week. Like watching how he played last week, and then he was hit on that same hand multiple times. It's not like he took enough time off to let it heal.
yeah.
I don't know if they can get it done again on the road against an opponent who's that desperate. I think I got to take Kansas City here.
So for me, the Chargers, I'm looking at the defensive side of the ball, and they forced the Eagles into 5 turnovers. That's the reason they won that game. And the Chiefs have been known for some turnovers, and their dudes can't catch the football. Even the go-to reliable Travis Kelce is dropping balls. So the turnover battle is going to be key in this game. I just can't pick the Chiefs, but I get it from your perspective, right? It's like, how can we fully bury this Chiefs team until they're officially eliminated, right? We keep waiting for them to wake up and go on a run here and make the playoffs, backdoor their way into the playoffs, and then go on a Super Bowl run, right? So I'm hoping the Chargers put the nail in the coffin here. I'm tired of the Chiefs. I'm tired of Mahomes. I'm tired of Kelce, and I'm tired, very tired of Taylor Swift. And I'm hoping Andy Reid.
They haven't even talked about Taylor Swift this season. Get off her
That's
nuts,
good.
dude. Like
Well,
she's not
that's,
the issue.
yeah, it's only because they're not winning that they're not talking about her. But Andy Reid, Amanda, hopefully Andy Reid decides to go for it from his own 25 again. That'd be nice.
Wasn't it his 31?
Yeah.
Yeah, his own 31. That was so stupid.
Yeah, that was
I
ridiculous.
maybe he forgot to take his vitamins that day or something. I don't, is he senile? Like there is no excuse for that. In a
Never,
tie game,
yeah, never go full Dan Campbell.
no. That
Um,
he out Dan Campbell, Dan Campbell. Like
yeah,
that, I don't think I've ever seen Dan go for it on his own 31 tied in the third. Was it third quarter? I think it was third
it was
quarter.
fourth,
Was it
fourth
fourth? Or,
quarter.
no, there was 10 and a half minutes left in the game. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah,
had to summon that. Yeah, no. Real stupid. I think that they're embarrassed after last week, and I think they're gonna come out with something to prove and a bit of a chip on their shoulder.
yeah.
So I'm gonna leave Kansas City in it for another week. Do
All
I
right,
think they're making a postseason run? No. Do I think that they're gonna be down for the count this week? Not yet.
yeah. And the Chargers won week one against this team, so the Chargers are trying to go for the sweep. So we disagree on two so far. So a good start. Let's see what we believe in. 9-4 Bills at the 11-2 Patriots. And the crazy thing is here, you've got a 10 win streak Patriots at home, and the Bills are favored. To me, I want to pick Buffalo here, but man, Mike Vrabel is going to use that bulletin board material like crazy, I would think, you know?
I mean, why wouldn't the Bills be favored? New England has only beat, I mean, they've won 10 straight. They've beat one team with an over 500 record, and it was week 5, it was Buffalo. Do you think
Wow.
Buffalo is going to let them get the sweep? Like, and I'm not saying New England isn't as good as their record, but they haven't been tested. Their last test of
Yeah.
a team over 500 was a 3-2 team or a whatever, 3-1 team, whatever Buffalo started with. But like, that was months ago. And we just haven't seen them play anyone with a winning record since then. Like, I just don't trust them yet. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm not saying Drake May is a fraud, but we haven't really seen them challenged in months.
Yeah, and Buffalo seems to be trying to figure it out. I mean, they were clutch last week against the
Yeah.
Bengals. The
Josh
defense,
Allen has been popping off some ridiculous runs. Like the
yeah,
Winter Soldier was back, and I know snow is his superpower, his 40-yard
and
run there. Amazing game for them. And he just announced that he's gonna be a dad. Like, and people are like, oh, he's gonna be a dad now. He's gonna be really good. She didn't get pregnant this week, guys. She's been pregnant for a hot second, clearly. He's been in dad mode for a couple months now.
maybe it'll be snowing in New England too, so we can keep that up. Uh, but We'll see. Mike Vrabel is 6-0 after the bye as Titans head coach. So he's notoriously good after the bye week. The Patriots coming off the bye. They're seeking a sweep, trying to clinch up the 1 seed with the Broncos right on their tails. Um, no major injury news to report. So this is really just a field game, and it
Mhm.
could go either way. Are you going the Bills here?
Yeah, I gotta stick with them. I just feel like at some point, like the veteran experience wins out a little bit. I feel like this is an absolute must win for Buffalo. I feel like the Patriots are probably a little bit more comfortable with winning. Not that they're stepping off the gas at all. But I mean, they know how big of a deal the game is. It's a great stage for them. Stephon Diggs, that's a fun matchup in this one too.
Yeah.
He spent 4 years in Buffalo. And I think they're both playing for something, but I feel like somebody is playing with a little bit more fire under their tails, and that's going to be Buffalo. So I'm going to stick with them.
I You know what? I think I'm gonna go New England. I feel bad always picking against the Bills. I'm not a Bills hater, but something's no, I'm not. But something's slightly off this year. And I love Mike Vrabel. He should have been the Bears head coach. He's doing a great job in New England. And you reminded me, Stephon Diggs. He was really motivated in that last game against the Bills, and he played great. I have a feeling he's gonna.
Yeah, but the Bills' defense was really shitty back then, and now they
Yeah,
have a top 10 defense. Like their defense hadn't figured things out yet.
I think they're getting Joey Bosa back for this game, so that's good news. Um, it's truly a flip flop, but I'm gonna go Patriots. I mean, I'm trying to catch you too. I gotta dig out of this
Yeah.
hole, so
And I mean, any of these last three games we've picked differently could literally go either way. Like I don't
yeah,
think any of them are going to be blowouts.
yeah.
Um, let's talk about a terrible game that no one needs to pick because it's week 15 and they have five total wins between these two teams. The 3-10 Commanders at the 2-11 Giants. Um, I don't care.
Two teams on major losing streaks, eight
Ugh.
games and 7 games.
Can we just like skip this one? I don't want to put effort into thinking about these two teams.
Well,
Um,
my only thought is so Marcus Mariota was the quarterback when they almost beat the Broncos in
mhm.
overtime. Jaden Daniels struggled last week. Mariota's back. He's starting, so maybe they play better. I don't know.
I think well, I feel like what kept them in that game against Denver was their rushing. Like, but I mean, that was the second best rushing defense, and they put up 143 yards. They're great on the ground. I feel like they've leaned way more into the run because their quarterback situation has been up in the air and back and forth so much. But I mean, Chris Rodriguez he's had an interesting season. I mean, if he's playing, I know he was questionable last time I looked, um, then I feel like he gives them the advantage here. And I like Jackson Dart. I want to root for them. Um, I don't know, and I don't I don't feel like thinking about this one.
Well, and the Commanders did lose Zach Ertz for the season with a
Yeah.
nasty torn ACL. That
Oh
sucked.
yeah. Oh, that was
Yeah,
the ugliest slow-mo. I'm gonna take the
yeah,
Giants here.
yeah.
Oh.
I I'm a I'm leaning Giants as well. The only thing that concerns me is Kayvon Thibodeau is out and
Mhm.
Dexter Lawrence is questionable. And
I feel
without
like
Big
Ertz was a way bigger loss though.
True, but without Sexy Dexy in the middle, the Commanders might be able to run the ball.
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't think he's sexy. That's just his nickname.
No, okay. You can come out of the closet. It's cool, Alex. Don't know, don't care picking the Giants next.
I'll take the Giants, whatever. This game sucks.
Yep.
Uh, 2-11 Raiders at the 8-5 Eagles, and we expect the Raiders to be on a 7 game losing streak. We do not expect the Eagles to be on a 3 game losing streak. Philly's kind of reeling. This has got to be their get right game, right? They cannot lose this.
Yeah. Especially with Geno Smith injured, like if
Yeah.
you lose to Kenny Pickett, I am done with you. I am fully out on your team. I'm gonna pick you to lose every week next season.
I mean, the big issue with Philly is they seem so prioritized on AJ Brown going for 100 yards. They've been
Uh-huh.
0-3 with that.
Every game that they focus on getting the ball to him, it's so stupid.
So
He is
stupid.
such a self-centered little prima donna. I'm and That 52-yard touchdown run of Saquon's was
Yes.
nice. It was nice to see them leaning back on the run game because he's been pretty limited this season.
Yeah.
I feel like teams have figured out how to stuff him up a little bit. Both O-lines are terrible in this game. They're both in the bottom 10 in the league. I I think the Eagles will win here, but they're doing a lot of things wrong. And I have
Yeah.
a lot of questions about their play calling and their play designs. Like if somebody on your offense is demanding the ball and you're losing when you get him the ball, stop giving him the ball.
Yeah.
Make him a healthy scratch. Keon Coleman learned his lesson.
Yeah, Kevin Patullo, I think he sucks as offensive coordinator. And it's so much more evident that Saquon Barkley is the wheel that makes this offense go, not AJ Brown. So feed Saquon, get him going. But if they struggle, if they start slow, those home fans are going to be booing them, and it could get ugly. Kevin Patullo might get his house egged again. So let's have a good game. Let's put up some points on the Raiders and get a win here.
I love Philly fans being mad at their 8-win team. It's so funny. Like there are teams who would like sacrifice their like fans who would sacrifice their firstborn to have a record like Phillies, and nope, not good enough,
Philly,
guys.
they're just
Like y'all
always
just won a
unhappy.
Super Bowl and you're throwing temper tantrums? Okay, like if my
They
team
boo.
doesn't win for 5 years after a Super Bowl win, I'm fine. Like it's cool. Like it would be nice to repeat, but I don't really care. Like we got one. I'm good enough. Like y'all are so dissatisfied. Spoiled babies,
Yeah,
man.
they're not happy in Philly, and we'll probably hear the boo birds again. But feed Saquon, get that win. Let's talk about the 3-10 Jets at the 9-4 Jags. Jacksonville
Let's
making me
not.
happy. Well, Jacksonville on a 4-game winning streak, so that's making me happy that they're finally living
Yeah.
up to
I was gonna say,
expectation.
let's not talk about the Jets. Let's just talk about the Jags in this one.
Yeah.
Brady Cook is making his first NFL start for the Jets. So enough said there. They've gone through every quarterback on their roster.
Yeah.
You remember early in the season when t certain teams were being made fun of for having 5 or 6 quarterbacks on their roster. There are some teams who could have used 5 or 6 quarterbacks on their roster at this point. Like we're down to the depths of the roster of the quarterback backup pool here.
Yeah.
Obviously leaning Jags here. Trevor Lawrence has had his best stretch of the season over the past 3 weeks. First time in his career he's thrown for 225 yards and 2 or more touchdowns in 3 consecutive games. He's 10th in total QBR since their bye week in week 9. They're playing really well. If they win this one, they jump from 97% chance to make the playoffs to 99.
Nice.
And if they lose, it only drops to 92. So they're fine either way, but I feel like they're absolutely gonna run over the Jets here.
Yeah, as a Trevor Lawrence fan from day one when he came in the league, I liked him at Clemson. It's nice to see that offense finally get going. Travis Etienne had a good game last week. No Mason Taylor for the Jets. So they're just, I got no faith in the Jets here. This should be an easy Jags win. So we agree on that one.
Yeah, and real
Um,
quick, beyond the offense and starting a rookie quarterback for the first time, the Jets only have 2 takeaways this season. Every other team has 7 or more. It's the fewest through the first 13 games of any season by any team in NFL history.
that's crazy. And that's the exact opposite I would have expected with Aaron Glenn coming in,
This
you
defense was
know?
good 2 years ago. Like
Yeah.
we have like if you look at their roster, there are some players who are good defenders. I don't know what happened.
I don't know. But we agree on that one. Let's go 3-10 Cardinals at the 8-5 Texans. Houston on a 5-game winning streak. The Cardinals on a 5-game losing streak. I'm just, you know where I'm going here. I'm buying the Texans. I love their defense. CJ Stroud is doing just enough, and the Cardinals are pretty much tanking. Give me the Texans here. That's an easy pick for me.
It is for me too, but just real quick, in case you didn't know this, Jacoby
Hmm.
Brissett is 5-1 against the Texans.
Okay,
Also, he is the number one or the top ranked quarterback since week 6 in the league.
that's crazy. I I don't know. I mean, I don't
It
know
is
what to say about
absolutely crazy. I had to double check that because I read that and I was like, oh, you mean for that team? No, he is first in completions, attempts, passing first downs, and passing yards since
Jeez.
week 6 in the league. Jacoby fucking Brissett. Um, yeah, obviously the Texans should win here. Their defense is amazing. Um, I have some questions about their offense, but I don't know. Jacoby being good specifically against the Texans and quietly being the best quarterback in the league over the past 2 months is so weird. So I would not be shocked if this one went the other way, but obviously I'm picking the Texans here. I love that defense. But th this might be an upset, guys. And we said that about Atlanta Buccaneers too. We
Yeah.
said Atlanta might try to spoil this one. The Bucks have a little bit off. I'm gonna pick this one as my oh maybe.
So this is why you shouldn't trust analytics because numbers lie. And if the numbers are telling you that Jacoby Brissett is elite, don't listen to them.
I didn't
Uh,
say elite. I'm just saying he hasn't had a bad game since week
I'm just saying
6.
those numbers are crazy.
But
I don't know how he's doing it.
no, well, because every other quarterback has had at least one or two ugly games with a really bad turnover. Like, look at all
Yeah,
the big bads in the NFL. Like Josh Allen has had an ugly game. Baker Mayfield's had a couple ugly games.
it's true.
Jordan Love before Toyotathon is a different character.
I mean, Jalen
Patrick,
Hurts, like, yeah,
either they've missed time or they've had an ugly game or played through an injury and had an ugly game. Like almost everyone has dropped a couple really ugly ones. And he's just quietly been doing his thing. He's a serviceable backup. I think he should be the starter. But yeah, it might be interesting, is all I'm saying. Sticking with the Texans, love their defense, but could be interesting.
this might be a hot take based on everything you just said, but I think he's gonna suck on Sunday. So,
Oh, he might. I I expect that defense to be a huge challenge for him, but
well,
just
and we
know
talked
that
about,
the numbers indicate he might have a little something against this team.
and he's gonna throw the ball to Michael Wilson like 15 times too. So, um, oh, let's talk about your Packers, and this is a civil war in Amanda's household. The 9-3-1 Packers at the 11-2 Broncos. Both teams on winning streaks. Green Bay 4-game winning streak. Denver a 10-game winning streak. And again, a 10-game win streak team at home, underdogs. Green Bay's favored here. How are you feeling about that?
The same thing for them as with New England. They haven't had a lot of big matchups. They haven't been challenged that much, and their wins have been very close, weird late
Yeah.
game shenanigans. Like, I'm not saying they're bad. I'm not saying they're not as good as their record, but like, have we really tested that yet?
They
Um,
could have lost to Marcus Mariota Commanders. I mean, that's,
that
they were
was
going against,
overtime. Like, they've been so close to losing to some ugly matchups.
yeah,
I,
the
I
Giants game.
yeah, I mean, Green Bay lost to the Panthers and the Browns, so not talking shit about them in lieu of talking shit about the Packers. The Packers have a lot of questions. But it's just one of those weird seasons where like I don't know who this team is yet. Um, I I obviously have to take the Packers here. I can't pick Denver and then root against my team in my own house. I think it'll be a close game. I think it'll be spicy. I think knowing that we have to play Chicago twice and knowing how the last game went and next week might be like if we lose to Denver, knowing that the potential season ending game is next week, I just don't feel like we can drop this one. I hope we're not looking past it to the next Chicago matchup. I love this Denver defense. I think they're a lot of fun. Nick Bonino has been one of my favorites in the league for a while. Zach Allen is fantastic. Um, the Broncos lead the league in sacks. So shout out to our O-line.
Mhm.
Luckily it's Toyotathon, so I'm a little bit more confident in Jordan Love. Jaden Reed has looked fantastic since he came back. I think they're both really good teams. I think they're well matched. I'm excited for it, but I do think it's fair that Green Bay is favored.
Yeah, so Green
What
Bay
are they
is
favored by? Like, what is the?
not much. I think
I,
it's
I was
one
gonna
and
say
a half.
it's like maybe two
Yeah.
max. Like, I don't think it should be. And the Broncos cinch a playoff berth with a win, so there's a lot on the line here. But
2.5.
2.5, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, it shouldn't be more
So
than that.
Green Bay is 1-7 in lifetime in Denver.
Yeah,
Their
but they
one,
only play every 3 years. Like it's
yeah, well,
not.
their one win was when Brett Favre threw that game winner in overtime. Um, to me, I'm taking Green Bay here, and it's for multiple reasons. Um, I picked Green Bay to go to the Super Bowl. When they traded for Micah Parsons, I said that's a contender immediately, and that defense. And they're starting to round into form. They're starting to play better on offense. They're starting to play better on defense. And Denver is not. Denver, I keep waiting for the Broncos to play a clean game. They were down 19-0 to the Giants in the fourth quarter. They should have lost to the Commanders and Marcus Mariota. I was waiting for it last week was a perfect example for an opportunity to blow out the Raiders and look good doing it. And they let the Raiders hang around all game, you know? It was always a one-score game the whole time. So, even with Kenny Pickett.
Mhm.
So, I can't trust the Broncos right now until I see them show up and win a game solidly. If they win this game, this will be their statement win. But I'm going Packers here, and for twofold. I think they're the better team. I think they're going to get it done, and plus, I want them to be feeling themselves so the Bears can surprise them in Week 16.
I don't think we would be surprised by the Bears beating us though. Like the
Yeah.
respect between those two teams, I think Green Bay is excited to have
Hmm.
like I don't think anyone on that team has well minus minus Luther Burden who needs to stop fucking choking people. But I don't think there's any disrespect from the Packers to Chicago. I think they see what they're
He's a
doing and
rookie too. He's coming in spicy in his first meeting
yeah.
against Green Bay.
I was like, you're a rookie. You have a long career of playing this team. You don't want to start that shit, sir.
Day
Um,
one, he's choking people.
I mean, if that's the kind of career he wants to have against Green Bay, all right. And like, mind you, what position does Luther Burden play?
Wide receiver.
Yeah, that's not the position who should be choking people out, sir. He's gonna take some spicy hits in the next matchup. I just think that was a bad foot to get off on. But other than that, I feel like there's a lot of respect back and forth. And with this matchup too, the Broncos are doing some fun things. They've won some fun games, but they should be blowing out some of their matchups. So you play a 2-win team or a 4-win team, and you've won this many straight. I want to see you win by 20. I don't want to see you have to come back or like bounce back and forth in a one score game in the fourth quarter. I'm just not
Yeah.
impressed by Denver yet.
Yeah, and the Packers did a great job of limiting the Bears' run game. They're going to have to do the same thing against Denver because if he can limit Denver's run game, then Micah Parsons and Rashawn Gary can get after Bo Nix. And if you do, you can force Bo Nix into a couple turnovers, and that can take care of business. So we agree on that one. We're both taking Green Bay. Let's talk about this game. Another spicy matchup: the 8-5 Lions at the 10-3 Rams. Detroit sputtering of late. They're 4-4 in their last 8 games, and the Rams are coming off a 45-point showing against the Cardinals. Stafford is 1-2 against Jared Goff head to head, so he needs this win to get back to 500. He
I
doesn't
don't
want
think
to
he
have a losing.
cares. I don't think he gives a shit.
Well, he was traded for Goff, though. He doesn't want to have a losing record against
Yeah,
him.
but I mean, what has he done since then? Has he, oh, he won a Super Bowl since then? I don't think he gives a shit about Jared Goff. I don't think their personal record means a damn thing to him. Previous team or not, I think it means nothing. I don't like the injuries the Lions are dealing with this week.
Their
Um,
safeties, especially.
Brian Branch and Kirby Joseph being out is a huge deal. Taylor Decker is questionable. I
Yep.
feel like they're so beat up right now. And last season they were bringing in men off the street to stab into their secondary because they were so beat up. And I just don't feel that next man up vibe. I feel like they're missing a lot of the I guess energy I felt from them last year. They just seem a little bit more worn down. I know they went through some growing pains losing their coordinators. Um, but I feel like the Rams are the better matchup here. Devontae Adams is still questionable, or is he playing?
He's expected to play, but he is listed
Okay,
as questionable.
okay. Last I saw he was questionable. I think
Yeah.
losing him might be a big deal, but they have so many other players who are so good on offense that Detroit being down their safeties, I think the Rams take this one.
Yeah, I think this is a desperation game for Detroit, so we'll see how they look because if they lose this, there's a really good chance the Lions miss the playoffs. And who would have thought that going into this year? I called it. But anyways, um, so yeah, the Lions' injuries is a big deal. Kirby Joseph, the Lions have been waiting. They were hoping to get him back soon, but he had a setback, and he's likely to go on IR now. So I think he's about done. Ryan Branch is done. So, and then the Rams are just red hot. I
Yeah.
trust Stafford, Puka, Devontae,
Like the Rams
McVay.
dropping 40 plus on bad teams is what I want Denver to be doing at this point. Like that's
Yeah,
exactly how you should play a divisional rival with a shitty record.
yeah,
If you're actually good and you're postseason bound, that's what I want to see.
yeah. They were trying to drop 50 on him last week. They just kept going. It was getting ridiculous. But yeah, we agree on the Rams at home, and I think the Lions are going to miss the playoffs. We'll see. My Bears might, crash out and miss the playoffs. So
Yeah, the
hopefully,
the two matchups against Green Bay this late in the season, like
yeah,
that, I don't like when they don't split division matchups, one early and one late in the season. Like it should be one before the halfway point and one after.
yeah,
I hate the playing the same team 3 weeks apart. I think that's so stupid.
yeah. And imagine how the Bucks are feeling playing Carolina twice in the last
Mhm.
3 weeks. 7-6 Panthers at the 3-10 Saints. Carolina is getting a lot of hype, and they're in first place right now in that division. But they're only 3-3 in their last six, and they lost to the Saints at home a couple weeks ago. Tyler Shuck looked pretty good last week. He ran for 2 touchdowns, looking like prime Cam Newton. What do you think here? I mean, I'm leaning Saints.
Yeah, this Saints team is kind of a spoiler in their division. They
Hmm.
play their divisional rivalries very, very hard. Um, Alvin Kamara being out is kind of my like, oh, that sucks. Carolina's fully healthy right now. I feel
Yeah,
like they timed their injuries well. And this is probably the biggest game Bryce Young has played in his career.
yeah. He needs to play well. There's going to be a lot of eyes on him here. And then
Well,
against
yeah,
Tampa
especially
Bay.
because their last matchup, his 14.5 QBR versus the Saints, he's not doing that shit again. I feel like this is a personal get right game for him because of how poorly he played during their last matchup.
Yeah. So you're going with Carolina?
Yeah, I feel like they're going to take advantage of the Bucks losing last night. I feel like they've got a half game lead. I feel like they're trying to expand on that a little bit before they play the Bucks twice.
So last time I trusted the Panthers going into the Saints game. I said, "Here they are. This might
Yeah.
be a playoff team. They're looking good." And then they laid an egg and lost to the Saints. I'm not trusting this Panthers team, and I'm not trusting Bryce Young. And uh, we know the NFC South is notorious for nobody wants to win it.
It's so mean. If Detroit was in that division, they would have like they're fine. Like we're gonna lose somebody of our three competitive teams like this week, and then meanwhile they're duking it out with what 7, 8 wins. Like that's embarrassing. I hate that
Yeah,
division so much.
this is a great opportunity for Carolina to go up a game and be like, "Look, Tampa, we're you are slipping. We're taking the
Before they
division."
play next week, it's perfect
Yeah,
timing for them.
yeah,
Is that too
but
much pressure for Bryce Young? Maybe.
yeah, and I think Tyler Shuck is going to have Panthers fans going, "Oh shucks," as they
Stop.
lose.
Stop it with that. I'm so sick of you're not allowed to say his name anymore. You're banned. I don't want to
Okay,
hear about what
okay.
grinds your gears, and I don't want to hear about aw shucks.
All right, I got a new one. Tyler Shuck is going to have Panthers fans saying, "What the fuck?" How about
That's better.
that?
Another hugely lopsided game. The 2-11 Titans at the 9-4 49ers. Tennessee won last week though, so good for them. San Francisco's on a 3 game winning streak. Um, I mean, I don't know how impressed we are by the Titans beating the Browns. But that was a good game.
Yeah.
I feel like they were evenly matched. So I feel like it was a competitive game for them at their level with their terrible records. But I mean, we're you don't think the Titans have a chance in this one, do you?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I was impressed by the Titans last week in the cold.
Yeah.
That's a game they could easily just be like, forget this season. But they did a good job of finding a way to win that one. And even then, they still almost choked it. If Kevin Stefanski would keep Shador on the field, they might have tied that game up and won it in overtime. Um, I don't trust the Titans at all. The 49ers have been so injury hit, but at the same time, they're 9-4, about to be 10-4. They could still win this division if Detroit wins, if Seattle trips up. So, easy pick, 49ers,
Yep.
and I don't think we need to talk much about that game.
Nope.
Let's go Colts, Seahawks, 8-5 Colts at the 10-3 Seahawks. Indy comes in on a 3-game losing streak, Seattle on a 3-game losing streak, and I can't wait to watch Old Man Rivers, the 44-year-old quarterback.
My favorite thing about this week is his interview where they're like, "Hey, what do you weigh?" He's like, "I don't fucking know." And he's like, "It's not like I ran to begin with. Like as a quarterback, I just stood there and I did my thing. Like I can take a hit, people can run into me, but I wasn't running around. Like he's not out there Cam Newton, Baker Mayfield. Like he just stands there. So what he weighs doesn't matter. Like the more he weighs, the less likely he is to take a sack." Um, I I don't see Philip Rivers coming in and dropping 40 on the
No.
Seahawks. I think that defense is going to be after him. I really like the Seattle defense. I do like the respect that the coach for Seattle gave him. Mike McDonald was like, if anybody can pull it off as him, that guy's probably one of the best competitors in the history of the NFL. I don't know if he was being tongue in cheek a little bit because, like, is he? Um,
Well,
but
back when he played, he has been out of the league for 5 years.
That's what I mean. But I mean, he's been running the same offense as a like coaching his kids' high school football team. Like he's running the Shane Steichen lineup. Like this is what he's doing. So he's fresh. It's not rusty. Him being in an NFL uniform is a little rusty, but Jonathan Taylor will probably be limited a bit by this defense. And I think with Old Man Rivers and Taylor both being in interesting scenarios here, I just feel like yeah, I feel like Leonard Williams is going to be all over him. I think Jonathan Taylor, Leonard Williams is going to be a fun matchup. I think Taylor is going to be very frustrated. And I think Seattle runs away with this one.
Yeah, exactly. I think the recipe for the Colts is out. Is stop Jonathan Taylor and make the passing game prove that they can beat you. On top of that, the Colts are going to be without DeForest Buckner and Sauce Gardner, so that
Yep.
doesn't help their defense. My favorite stat is that Philip Rivers is older than both his head coach and his offensive coordinator, so that's kind of cool.
That is fun. Aaron Rodgers was like, "Hey, I'm not the oldest guy in the league anymore." He's
Yeah,
stoked.
he's
Um,
loving it.
yeah, I don't think it's going to be pretty.
No, Seahawks win this one. The Colts are done. The Colts are trying.
Yeah. I
This
mean,
is
the
like
Colts aren't favored in any of their final four games this season. They're the
yeah, this
underdogs in
is
all of them.
the
Would it
ultimate
be
desperation
fun for
move.
the Colts to win? Yeah, for sure. Like Philip Rivers coming back in, finishing out the season, going on a 4-game win streak. Like, sure, but
It's not happening.
it's no, that's hella unrealistic.
I mean, it might as well have brought in John Elway, like
Yeah.
the old guys.
Okay, that's a little far.
But we'll see what I'm interested to see what Philip Rivers has left in the tank. I don't think it's much though.
He can probably stay on there. I think he still has his arm. I'm sure he can still get the like throw it. I
I
feel like
love
the O
his.
line needs to be like top tier for this game though.
Remember his throwing style,
The
the
side, I
side.
missed the
Yeah,
side. I kind of forgot about it until I saw him at practice, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that's
yeah,
the sidearm sling. That's fun."
yeah.
Okay,
All right.
Sunday Night Football.
Yeah. Decent matchup though. I mean, as bad as these two teams are, this is actually not a bad matchup.
They're
And it's
evenly matched, I would say.
yeah, yeah, and it's a must win for the Cowboys, so there's pressure in this meeting. And JJ McCarthy looked good last week, so who knows,
Yeah,
right?
JJ McCarthy is proof that bullying works. Everyone hated on him so hard. There's memes. His meme has been used for every bad quarterback over the past couple weeks. And he came in and had a great game. My thing to watch here, I think that Justin Jefferson has been in a slump the past couple weeks. But the
hmm
Cowboys enter this game, they've allowed the most passing yards per game in the NFL. I think
All
Justin Jefferson might have a nice bounce back game here. They've Dallas has improved on defense. Since the Green Bay game, they've cleaned things up a little bit. They've had two productive games. Um, this one's interesting. I think the teams are very evenly matched. I think their weaknesses and strengths match up well. The Cowboys have beat Minnesota the last three times they've matched up. It's their second longest active winning streak, which is fun. And they're home. They're doing pretty well at home this year. Cowboys are averaging 32 points, 431 yards per game at home. How do you feel about Minnesota on the road?
So I think it was cool to see JJ McCarthy have a good game last week. I don't think it's going to happen 2 weeks in a row. I think that Commanders defense was terrible. And I think Dallas defense is playing better. And the one thing that they're best at now is stopping the run. I think they're going to stop Minnesota's run game and force JJ McCarthy to throw it a bunch. And I think that's
Yeah.
going to result in some turnovers. I don't expect he might throw, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. He might throw for
Yeah.
some yards, but I don't think it'll be enough. I think Dak's going to have a good game. And I think the Cowboys win like a 31-24 type of game.
Okay. I agree with you. I think JJ looked good because Washington has the worst passing defense in the league. So I
Yeah,
think it was a good confidence building game for him. But I don't think that's going to be the case here. But Dak
yeah.
Prescott is aiming this week. He can be the second Dallas quarterback to lead the league in passing yards through week 15. If his stats stay about where they've been, joining Roger Staubach in
No.
78. So
He's putting up major numbers over
yeah.
there.
I
So,
like him this season. I
yeah,
think it's nice that Dallas fans are quieter so I can actually like root for their team because their fans aren't
yeah,
as mouthy this year. They've been pretty quiet. But
yeah.
Dak, like you can't not like Dak. Like there's nothing dislikable about him. Like he's just a good guy, he's focused, and they're having a great season.
Yeah, I'm hoping CeeDee Lamb is back from the concussion because George Pickens, while I think George Pickens is a great number two.
He's a
The
great number
second
two.
the
He
second
can't be
you
the
ask him to be a
star.
one, yeah,
He can't be the only one. I feel like when he is pressured, he doesn't play as well. If
yeah,
he's double teamed, he can't get open. But when there's somebody else on the field to draw some of the defensive eyes towards them, he gets some amazing plays off. I think
yeah,
he's a fantastic number two.
yeah, absolutely. So we agree on that one. And then Monday night, another sneaky good matchup, and the Dolphins come in on a 4 game winning streak, but the Steelers, it's a must win. They have to pretty much win out. Um, I mean, I expect the Ravens to win. If the Ravens lose, then they don't have to. But I mean, they need positive momentum going into the playoffs. It's a very winnable game. And I'm tired of the Dolphins thinking that they're good. They've won 4 in a row, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna make the playoffs." It's like, no, you're not. Chill out. So give me the Steelers here, but no TJ Watt is a big deal.
Well, no TJ Watt versus um, Devon Achane. Sorry, my voice is going, guys. So Pittsburgh has given up 466 rushing yards over the past 2 weeks. Devon Achane has been the reason the team is winning.
Hmm.
And I know Tua's 0-5 in his career in kickoff temperatures below 40 degrees, but he's not why they've been winning. Like their hot streak or streak that they've been on hasn't had anything to do with Tua's play.
All run game.
Yeah, it's all run game, 192 rushing yards per game since week 10.
It is.
So that doesn't have a damn thing to do with Tua. So I don't know how much him being bad in cold weather is going to affect them. Um, Devon Achane leaving last week with a rib injury. I know he's trying to play. He's practicing on a limited.
I
He's
think he.
limited in practice this week.
I think he'll play.
I think
I
he'll
think.
play, but how like what strength is he at? If he's not able to fully practice, like he takes one bad hit, he might be out for the game. I think Pittsburgh has to win this one. I don't think they'd let it drop here. And the Dolphins have lost 13 straight games below 40 degrees. So I can't pick Miami here, even though I hope they have a good rushing game because I want to see this Pittsburgh defense challenged against the rush.
Yeah, the most encouraging thing from the Steelers last week was that Rodgers was throwing the ball downfield accurately. He got DK Metcalf going.
Mhm.
Uh, I want to see them get Adam Thielen involved. I love seeing him on the field. They got Marquez Valdez-Scantling, your boy, out there as well.
God, I hate him.
Uh, I think Jalen Warren, Kenneth Gainwell. No TJ Watt, that sucks, but I think the Steelers do enough to get the win. And
Do
if they
you
can get
think the
two.
fact that Miami gets eliminated from postseason contention if they lose will be a factor? Do you think that's going to give them a little bit more zest?
Well, I think they've been there for a while. Their
Yeah,
back's been against the wall for a while. They were pretty much eliminated from practically eliminated weeks ago.
weeks ago. Yeah, they've been clinging on by a thread.
Yeah. I trust the Steelers coaching staff. I trust Aaron Rodgers and the veterans to do just enough. This might be a close 20-17 type game, but give me the Steelers at home.
Yeah, I definitely agree this will be lower scoring, but picking Pittsburgh
Yeah.
too.
Nice. So how many do we disagree on? Three?
I think just three. Four. Did
Um,
you picked the Saints, so four.
yep, I picked the Saints. And
Saints,
then we
Buffalo, New England,
disagree.
Kansas City, Chargers, Cincinnati, Buffalo.
All right, three in a row up there.
Yep.
So yeah, I didn't plan on picking New England, but Vrabel's record after the bye, and that's going to be a great game. And
Yeah, if
the
Buffalo
Bills,
plays like they did last week, I mean, at their best, Buffalo and New England are very evenly matched. I think it'll be a good matchup. It could go either way. But same with the Green Bay Denver matchup. I feel like both teams are really good. They both have a solid chance at winning. So those are both kind of my coin flip games of the week. As well as Baltimore Cincinnati. I think both teams have been equally bad and had moments of brilliance this season. But there's a lot of close games, a lot of very lopsided games as well.
yeah,
So definitely a week where I can just pick one or two to watch during each window and not have to do the four screen split for sure.
yeah, yep, exactly. It's getting to that time of year where a lot of teams are eliminated and stuff. Yeah, speaking of coin flips, we should have listened to the quarter. The quarter was right on Thursday night.
Oh, we even thought that, no, we agreed with the quarter. You're like, I don't like agreeing with the quarter. I might take Atlanta.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, the quarter picked
that's
Tampa
true.
Bay, and we're like, I don't know, I don't like the quarter. But we kind of saw that one coming too, because Atlanta is playing spoiler, and that Buccaneers defense has been kind of slowly falling apart. Like
Yeah. I hate to see it because the Bucks had so much promise and everything. We'll
up
see if they
until
can salvage it.
Baker took that hit and had the joint injury in his shoulder, he was putting that team on his back. He was their whole offense. But there's only
Yeah,
so much you can do week to after week. And then finally he gets his offense back and the defense gives up. Like that sucks.
yeah. Frustrating as hell, but excited for week 15. It's going to be a great Sunday and Monday night of football. We'll let Amanda rest her voice. Hopefully it stays through the weekend. But great episode as always. We hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let us know if you agree or disagree with our picks. And have a great week, guys. Peace out.